Hello, it's been a while. It's Isabella, and this is your pick a card reading for today. We're going to be talking about the new beginning that is coming your way and what that means, what that entails for you. So, pick a card, choose which Ace of Pentacles you feel drawn to, and we're going to get right to it. All right, so now we're going to start with group one. Okay, group one, let's see what type of positive new beginnings are coming your way. First, we have the generosity card. Okay, so I could see someone doing something nice for you, or you doing something nice for someone, but the key part is that it benefits you in some type of way. So I'm not even just saying this just to be like, oh yeah, be kind and it'll come back to you. It literally will. And if it doesn't come back to you in kind or as in an item, it could come back to you in a form of renown, popularity, fame, because there's stars here. So again, it's something connected to the thing that you do is going to come back to you in the long run in a really positive way, or someone you did a favor for, someone you did something nice for, is coming back and is going to try to do something nice for you in return. This also reminds me, okay, so there's obviously an older male here, and this reminds me of like father-like, or grandfather energy. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the person you're needing to help. However, there could be some sort of an opportunity or something good that comes back to you through someone who is an older male, or someone who is a mentor. The word mentor is what's coming through in my brain here. So something you did that is nice or kind, considerate, compassionate for another person is going to be returned to you. And there may also be some sort of a positive new beginning or experience that has to do with an older male or a mentor. So, especially since this is the Ace of Pentacles, this could be a new job opportunity, or this could be someone at work who takes a shine to you and is like, oh, I really want to train you. I want to put you up for promotion eventually. Like, I see potential in you. So I see someone seeing something special in you and wanting to help that grow, wanting to help you develop that. It doesn't have to be an older male, but I definitely see something that connects to like potential. You have the potential to do something. You have the potential to make this happen. You have the potential to lead. And so I see someone, again, taking a shine to you in connection to that. It could also mean something as simple as someone in your family, someone that you care about, or someone in your like ancestry may be like reaching out to be like, hey, like, I see that you've been working really hard and I know that you're having a hard time with expenses or something. So maybe I can try to help you out. Okay. Leo also can represent fathers or the father side of the family. It can represent people of royalty, or kings, quote unquote, but kings as in people in leadership, right? So especially in astrology, there's some connections to that. And that's what's coming to mind right now, which is someone who has power may do something really nice for you, and this may set you up for a new beginning. So it's not just that there's a new chapter, it's that I feel like yes, there will be some leadership opportunities coming your way, but it's also that someone is going to set you up for success. Okay, let's see these other cards. We have the seagull here. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. Oh, one of the things that's coming to mind is also like healing wounds in connection to the father. Some of you may literally have a father or father figure that has a connection to overseas work, or work that is like taking them to long distances. The seagull here reminds me of like seafarers or seamen, and also like people who work just in different countries, people who work on ships, and how sometimes they can be gone for long distances. I really feel like a father's side of the family, father's line, heritage. That's like, I know it's not only about that, because a lot of this has to do with stepping up and leadership opportunities. But I also feel that there is some sort of a positive healing coming your way that connects to the father's side of the family, connects to maybe men, healing your connections and relationships with men. But like it feels like, oh, I'm healing that sense of like absence or distance maybe even avoidant attachments, something that has been distant. It's coming back and it's coming to you in a healing manner, okay? Some of you may be feeling drawn to the sea, to the color blue, or to the water, to spending time near the water. This can also be a reminder to hydrate. You know, every single time that comes up in a reading, I will always remind everybody to hydrate because it's something we forget to do. But okay, the seagull. So the seagull could also be someone has a connection to a memory, a specific memory, or the hobby of fishing, right? So there's a connection to fishing, the seas, maritime, marines connection there, okay? Now, we also have the card of discovery. Notice how there's both like these older like male figures here. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a literal older male. It could just be the figure of like, you know, someone who just knows more about a field than you and how that person may help you with something, okay? But the discovery card is literally about finding out new information. So expect that as you go through this new beginning, that yes, again, someone will be there to help you, but also that you are going to be discovering deeper parts of yourself, something that gives you clarity, makes you feel more grounded, and maybe makes you feel more stable. So I see you discovering over the next year, but I want to say like, no, I'm going to say the next year. I wanted to say over the next few months, but I'm being told it's a year. Okay, so next year is going to be a very important year for you, and that's when this is going to take place. Like, yes, some of these may come sooner than later. Someone may do something kind for you, sure. However, this really important part of the message, which has to do with healing and self-discovery, takes place within the time frame of a year. Okay, and the information that you kind of get from there is going to be really important in how you move forward. I'm also getting that some of you may be trying to get pregnant or thinking about expanding your life, especially your family, whether that's in the form of pets, in the form of working with, like extending your life to others through like having kids, adoption, or just like wanting, you know, something like that. There's some sort of like life expansion that's happening for some of you. Could it also be career expansion? Sure. But I feel like this specific part is mostly about someone who is trying to look at their life more for the long term. Someone who's trying to be like, okay, I'm really thinking about my kids, my legacy, my future. I'm really thinking about the mark I'm leaving on this planet. And so I see some of you being able to release emotional blockages through this journey. And it starts with an act of kindness. That's what's interesting here. So the new chapter that's being signaled here is not so much a thing, an item, an event. That's what's so funny about the Ace of Pentacles, because the Ace of Pentacles is something more tangible. It's like, if I were to describe this card, it could be like money or a gift, right? That's why I chose it. I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll be able to tell someone some good news that they're getting money soon, right? And I do think that there's some form of like success coming your way, but I feel that it's also connected to like renown, respect, fame, leadership, or just like feeling more respected. So very important distinction. It's not fame as in like, oh, going viral. It's fame as in being respected, being looked up to, okay? And that there is some form of saying goodbye. Goodbye to something, new beginning of something, discovery of something, realizations that are leading you to the next chapter of your life. Appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. Some of you could also be needing to pay attention to your moon cycles, regardless of what gender you are. It's not even about like menstruation. Like, I know I'm saying lunar cycles, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with that. Because some of us are more connected to the moon than others, and we may feel like, okay, here's an example. I know some people who get like headaches every single time the moon is like full or new. Like, they specifically just are more susceptible to headaches or to feeling energy changes around those times. You feel me? So it doesn't necessarily have to do with like menstruation. It's more like lunar cycles and feeling connected to your cycles of energy. So I wonder if that's also one of the things you're paying attention to right now, or you need to pay attention to soon, which is, how do I utilize my energy wisely? How do I utilize my energy in a way where when I'm high energy, I'm really achieving all of these different things, and when I'm low energy, I'm also taking time to rest for myself. Again, we see a lot of connections to the color blue. So maybe it's like someone's favorite color. Maybe it is the throat chakra as well. If some of you have been feeling sick, especially in connection to the throat area, lung issues, could be that there's some sort of energy clearing connected to that. Now, this is also about the root chakra. So this is about family, community. It's you sort of building your sense of stability and sense of self. And so again, over this next year, okay, it starts with maybe a leadership role, an opportunity to step up, an opportunity to stand up for someone, stand up for yourself. And it leads to so many emotional changes, okay? Goodbyes and new beginnings. But I feel that by the end of next year, I see you feeling like, oh, I know my purpose, or like, I know what the next step is. Now, disclaimer, whenever you know your purpose, that doesn't mean that the journey is over. It actually often means the more that you know, the more that you don't know. The more that you kind of figure out what the next chapter is, you realize you know nothing about this next chapter. But I feel still a sense of clarity and a sense of stillness, a sense of like, okay, I feel like I'm going to be okay. Okay. All right. Let's get a few initials here. Now, if you don't have these initials, don't get upset. They may be initials of, again, a father figure, people who are going to help you, initials of, or like, I don't know, whatever the heck it's going to spell here. But let me see what I get for you, group 1. Okay, so we have H-E, so he, so again, older male, right? But he, oh, not head. Well, that makes a lot of sense because we were literally talking about like leadership as well. So H-E-A-D-O-E. D-O-E also reminds me of like Jane Doe, John Doe. So H-E-A-D these are the initials here. If you have these initials, great. Then this is signaling you that this message is for you. If you do not, keep an open mind because they could be initials of the people that are connected to this reading, right? The numbers could also make sense, okay? But what's most interesting to me about these initials is that it literally spelled out like the message of the reading in like 2 words. Head, which is leadership, leaders, right? Heads of a company, something like that. But also he. So again, talking about an older male, okay? Maybe you're the older male and someone's going to do something nice for you that's going to clear certain blockages for you, okay? But it could also be that you are working with someone else, okay? Feel free to rearrange the letters if I've missed anything, but that's it for your message, group 1. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again next time. Okay, bye. Hello, group number 2. We're gonna see what message is in here for you. Okay, I don't know why, but I have to say it. I'm looking at your cards right now, and like all of the Wicked songs have been in my brain, but I specifically just cannot stop thinking about it for you, like in this group. So I don't know if some of you have been really like, can't stop thinking, especially like Fierro, whatever Fierro's song is. Anyway, we're gonna go into this. So group 2, here's your Ace of Pentacles, okay? And then the new beginning that's coming your way is the Indecision card here. This is Venus in Libra. Ooh, so this could actually mean positives in connection to relationships. So this could mean a new relationship, like a new romantic connection. It can also mean okay, let me break it down, right? So Venus is love, luxury, money, aesthetics, and beauty as well, okay? Libra is partnerships, okay? So there could be some new energy, a new beginning in terms of love, romance, dating someone new romantic interest, simple as that. However, it can also mean new energy in terms of your partnerships. Now, especially if you work in jobs that connect to like, oh, I'm consulting with someone, a one-on-one session. There could be something new that you're implementing in something like that. If your work has to do with like one-on-ones or something, there could be some sort of new energy in relation to that also. If it's a roommate situation, a sister, a brother, like there's a two-party conversation, a conversation or something like that happening, where there is new energy. Oh, we're talking about this event together. We're talking about doing this opportunity together. We are talking about getting a car together. We are, so that's another thing, which is that Venus and Libra can also represent buying things. Okay, I always say, do your thing, have fun, but like always make sure that it's like, I guess, balanced, because this can represent shopping in your future, essentially. Okay, now the indecision card is here, so it could be that you will have more than one opportunity coming your way, and that is what is going to potentially cause indecision. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means you literally have a lot of new energy, a lot of opportunities coming your way, which I'm hearing is something you've been wanting and manifesting anyway, so this is a good thing. However, okay, this is where it's on you to prioritize and really give it some thought as to like what is the best opportunity for you moving forward. We also have the polar bear here, so there could be some symbolisms that connect to this. Ice, like freezing, or like literally like ice cold temperatures, something to do with winter, Christmas, which makes sense. It's literally December as I'm recording this. I don't know when you're gonna see this, but the polar bear card, like this could be symbolic in nature. So like you see a logo, or there's some sort of a connection to a bear, and that's the new thing coming your way. However, the card itself is stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. We just talked about potential new romantic opportunities. Now, what's funny is with the indecision card, I was like, oh, you might have more than one choice in love. And I agree. I think that there could be more than one person coming your way, or more than one opportunity. This card is about staying true to yourself and to what you asked for. Remember, I said some of you might have been manifesting this, maybe doing spells or rituals, or even just literally visualizing. Like, you could be doing anything. Okay, the point is you've been wishing for this for a while, and this opportunity is finally coming your way, and there's going to be multiple of them. But the whole point that they're trying to talk about here is that you need to stay true to what you really want, because something that is not meant for you will simply fall away. It will literally self-destruct or just remove itself from the equation. So if you have more than one romantic interest and you're indecisive about it, if you stay true to what you want and you're like, well, I want someone who's consistent, loyal, hardworking, I also want someone who has the same love language as me, etc., then if you have multiple romantic interests, one of them will probably back out or just show you that they're flaky, right? That's an example of what could be going on here. Okay. All right. So we also have the reflections card here. What you contemplate can actualize. Isn't it so funny? I literally mentioned manifestation. So what you contemplate can actualize. What you think about, what you pay attention to, or what you not pay attention to. Let me actually rephrase that. Thought, like manifestation is thought plus emotion. Okay? So it's not just what you think about, it's what you really spend your time and energy thinking about, looking into, embodying in yourself. That is the thing that can actualize itself into reality. They're also telling you that you don't actually have two options. Let's say you literally have two choices. You don't have two choices, you have three. Because the third choice is to say no to both, or to say, this isn't good enough, I deserve better, and to allow an even better version of the things, the options, to come to you. So if you have two people that are interested in you, or two job opportunities, and they both suck, right? Why would you just choose one of them just cause? Obviously, it's still good to be practical. However, that doesn't mean it's the end of the road. That doesn't mean you have to stay with it forever if it's just not good enough, right? It means maybe choose something that is practical for the moment, but allow yourself to still want more. Allow yourself to still aim for more, because you know that it's what you want and what you deserve. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. Okay, now we also have the instinct card. Perfect. So this is literally talking about how you need to follow your instincts. Also, the color white is sticking out to me here. Maybe some of you have been really drawn to the color white, or some of you may have a tendency to want to keep things minimalist, like fashion, organization. Like, I want to keep things neat, tidy, clean. That's the vibe of this. A lot of the clear, transparent, white, light, bright energy. Maybe this girl, how she's dressed, could be how some of you feel drawn to dressing. Or again, just the feeling of like, I want to keep things clean, you know? Anyway, when it comes to following your instinct, right? If you follow your instinct or your instincts, right, then you will find which one is best for you without having to involve yourself in the mess. Okay? That's mostly what it is. Okay? It's so easy to be like, okay, let me just who do I choose, you know? But sometimes, like, you don't have to choose. Like, sometimes you choose and you end up being the bad guy. Like, sometimes you don't have to choose and you gotta just like stay back and be like, okay, let me let this unfold for a second, and once I have more clarity and information, perhaps then I can make an informed decision, or perhaps an option will present itself to be the best option for me. Okay, we're gonna get some initials for you guys, group number 2. Oh, by the way, yes, sometimes some of you are Libras, but not necessarily. That doesn't necessarily mean that those are the only people allowed for this reading. But let's see some initials. So, although the fact that L and I started coming up here, so especially in like Vedic astrology or sidereal astrology, you literally abbreviate it to LI. So it could be that some of you are literally Libras, but not necessarily. You could be any zodiac sign and that's fine. I'm seeing a lot of I's, like a lot of I. L-I-N-N-M. Okay, so, oh, that's a J. I thought it was an I. Okay, so L-I-N-I-J-M. So these are the initials that are here. If you do not have these initials, this does not mean that it's not for you. This is just additional information that may help you feel or connect with this. Now, seeing a lot of animals that are white. Maybe some of you have pets or stuffed toys, an animal that is shaped like this, that is in the color white. Okay. Some of you may be really drawn to, this reminds me of like mermaids, but also like, which this is a mermaid deck, but specifically this card makes me think of mermaids. Reflections could be literally like, oh, you do journaling. And also like maybe you're thinking of getting a new mirror, or you have a mirror you really put effort into. Perhaps this could be okay. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm literally just like explaining what I see here, right? The presence of eyes and how I thought that this was an eye at first. This could mean that sometimes you're a little too focused on yourself. However, here's how to use that in a good way, right? Especially with the reflections card here. It could be someone who loves to keep a mirror on them, like cannot stop looking at themselves. But that could be in a good way. That could be because you know you're hot and it's like, yeah, of course I'll look at myself. However, here's what I think, okay? This concentration on yourself is good if you use it wisely. Okay, when you concentrate on yourself, what would feel good in your skin, what would feel good and in alignment with your future, this frees up the space to be able to experience things better with other people. That's it, you know? Being selfish isn't bad. Maybe this is literally the message for you because you need to be a little bit more selfish, or at least put your desires and wants at the center of it, so that like I said, the opportunities that don't align will fall away. Okay. Now, something I'm noticing here, right? So we have L. So Lynn could be a name here, but it started making me think of MIL, like mother-in-law. Someone's mother-in-law could be like involved or something. Lim, I know, is a last name. Jim as well, or JM. You know, that could be some of the things here. Could even be Jill, like Jack and Jill, you know. But it's okay to like rearrange the letters because sometimes they could be additional symbols for you. Maybe some of you are from MN would be what? Minnesota? Maybe. IL, Illinois, you know. You don't have to. By the way, don't dox yourselves in my comments, you know, like I love getting the confirmations, but like keep your privacy like intact as well, you know. But that's what I got for you, group 2. These are the messages that came through for you. By the way, this is number 8, I believe. That's number 8. So it could be that there's 3, 1, 8 that's connected to you or someone else as well as potentially important numbers. Number 7 is also here, and number 16 actually, so maybe someone's birth date is connected to that. But that's it for this reading. Thank you so much. I hope I see you again next time. Okay, bye. Group number 3, let's see what's in store for you, what new beginning is coming your way. Okay, so we have the optimism card here. So the optimism card is Moon and Sagittarius energy, so some of you may literally have Sagittarius placements, however, not necessarily. This is happy times, feeling happy, feeling ecstatic, feeling connected to people. These are celebrations. Literally look at the cards there. So celebratory card, but it's also the card of travel, because Sagittarius can represent traveling long distances. Okay, it can represent a lot of joy, celebration. Like, it makes sense. We have the holidays coming up, but I don't know what I'm doing. But basically, there's something about either hanging out with people that are from a different culture, different city, foreign people, connecting to someone or something that is international in nature, you know, eating foreign food, you know, spending time at something that is foreign, cultural exchange, but also this is higher learning and knowledge, positive energy that connects to a dad or father figure. This reminds me of like, oh, someone brought back food from when they were abroad or something. This also reminds me of like, oh, someone's going to travel, go on a trip, a long distance trip. They're going to go party, have fun. They're going to go home and like spend time with relatives or something. Someone may also have something positive to do with music. So part of the new beginning or new events, good events, positive events coming your way could have something to do with music, artistry, expressing your creativity as well. Okay, let me see what else is here. That's what I see mostly in that context. Okay, so now we have the card of renewal. Okay, so this is essentially, I see you being able to spend time with others in a way that renews your energy and makes you feel more refreshed. I also feel that if you have been feeling stuck, stagnant, I knew this card, I knew I had to use this deck for a reason, because I love this deck, because if you reverse it, it looks so gloomy, you know, and I think it really lends to the energy of like drought, you know, devastation. If you have been feeling this way, just feeling kind of drained of energy, feeling the sense of drought, especially the past few months, or feeling a sense of like, I'm going to say the word starvation, but like essentially that feeling of like emptiness, right? This is going to reverse, and or this is going to, I guess maybe not reverse, but like turn, the wheel is turning again, you know? And now there's this energy of renewal. If you literally look at this card, on the left side, there's literally like the winter, and then now here there's spring. So there's this feeling of like a huge shift that will affect you both internally and externally. Okay. So this could be something as simple as traveling, moving is going to come your way, and it is going to create a change in your energy, and how a change in your environment could create the change of energy that you have been waiting for. However, this can also represent that doing this thing, finally getting out of your comfort zone, is going to jumpstart this sense of creativity back into your life. Okay. So I see this like jolt. It feels like an electric shock of energy. That's what it feels like. Here's my only thing, your homework. Okay. You need to follow that instinct wherever it takes you. Okay. My problem with this situation, right, is that sometimes we feel this jolt of energy and we're like, nah, maybe not. We allow overthinking to happen. Just do it. Okay. Okay, this sounds so funny, but like, seriously, I've been putting off readings, like doing YouTube readings, because I've been like, it's not perfect. I want it to happen this way. So I know this sounds so fucking weird, but because I really wanted to film during the day, because I wanted the natural light, I've been waiting for morning to film, and then I would feel no energy doing it because I'm like, well, I don't know. I just feel more energized right now that it's nighttime, you know? And it's like only now that I was like, fuck it. I'll just actually do it, even though I really don't. Like, I don't have makeup on right now. You feel me? I'm like, whatever. I'll just do the thing just to get it done. Now more than ever, I feel this jolt of energy alongside you. And I think that this is what's coming your way. Okay. But the trick is you have to listen to it. Okay. Remember that starting is not the same as completion. It's not even the same as momentum. It's just starting. And when you're starting, you can be shit at it. Like, you can be literal, crap at whatever it is you're doing because you're just starting. You just need to get things going. You just need to get things started. And that's what this energy of renewal is. It's like hanging out with a friend and coming back home and being like, actually, maybe the world isn't so bad. Maybe there's stuff to still experience out there, So if you've been feeling stuck, depressed, if you've been feeling kind of fatigued, right? I need you to just do the one simple thing. And it doesn't even have to be a good thing. It's just like, okay, here's an example, okay? Is if you're trying to exercise, like, don't even do like the whole, I'm going to do like 47 reps of this thing. Like, come on, let's be fucking for real. You're not going to do it again. But that if we're like, hey, just exercise for 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes is easy enough. You feel me? And then you do another 5 minutes, and then you just do another 5 minutes. And then before you know it, you've done something. But the trick is when you really feel like shit, and when you really feel like, oh, sorry, by the way, I'm like swearing so much. Whatever. Maybe this gets the point across to you. Maybe this is how I'm supposed to say it. But, okay, the trick is when you really don't feel like doing anything, you respect that. But it's not that you don't do it. It's that you do the bare minimum so that you can keep that momentum going. Remember, whatever this is, this new beginning, is a marathon, not a sprint. And you know this. You've just been ignoring it, by the way. Yearning is here. Ooh, longing for someone, undesired separation, and pining. Well, sorry. I was like yearning. Ooh, so passionate. And then it was like undesired separation. Like, that gave me whiplash a little bit. But I think that yearning is also a word for passion, basically. Okay. And what I see coming your way is some sort of passion, some sort of a renewal of this energy of just wanting something, wanting to do something, wanting to create something, wanting to get something done. And that by itself is so great. I think that is something that you should value and try to take advantage of as much as possible. Okay, I'm gonna share something from like personal experience. Sorry, I do that a lot. Deal with it. Unsubscribe if you don't want to, but like, I have to do it because it's a form of example. Okay, so I've been really trying to work on health stuff, and I have this thing of like, when you think about astrology, right, the day that you start something is often like a good indicator of that energy. However, there's also something called personal energy, So here's an example. Like, Saturn is a really good day for like discipline, right? So if you start something on a Saturday, it could be really good for discipline. However, I actually find that starting on a Sunday, or I found that starting on a Sunday, even though it didn't align with that, the things that I was doing, which was a form of like, calorie restriction, for example, right? Starting on a Sunday was actually a little bit better for me. And so instead of like, oh, I'll just wait until Monday. So I know that sounds so weird, but sometimes we're like, no, I'll just wait for this date. I'll wait for the 10th. I'll wait for a round number. I'll wait for the 15th. I'll wait for this and that, because then it'll feel much more like systematic. Like, just start it. We're making excuses. Just start the thing. And even if you fuck it up along the middle, continue the thing, because it's still going to be some sort of progress rather than not doing anything at all. And this yearning that's coming your way is essentially passion that's coming your way. Now, don't get me wrong. It could be that it also will come. I don't want to make a promise that I can't keep, so I'm going to draw a card for you, okay? Choice. I don't think that it's necessarily like reconciliation, but I think it's possible. It literally is 50-50 here, because this is literally a choice. So like, look at that. There's like two people being like, here, you should choose. So I'm not going to say that reconciliation is coming your way. I think that it's possible for some of you. And for some of you, it's not a reconciliation, but it's a newfound desire, a new crush, a new person to impress, a new goal, a new opportunity, a new person that inspires you. That's what I see. The cheetah. Get clear on your intentions, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goal. What did I say? They're saying, here's the thing, okay? I'm trying to like explain this in the best way possible. Sometimes I think that when something is meant to be, it's not really that it's like meant to be, because I don't think that meant to be is a specific like day all the time. Sometimes meant to be is literally just the alignment of several things. The alignment of your mindset, your desire, your energy levels, the things around you in your environment, the timing. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, there could be 5 different days in your life when you are meant to be doing something. But if you miss out on the first day, yes, you'll have another chance, but you don't know when that's going to be, and it could take time. So I think the question I really need to ask you is, how much do you want your life to change? And when do you want it? Do you just kind of want it at some point, or do you want it now? Because if you want this change to happen now or as soon as possible, then you need to get things started. Or again, getting things started does not mean perfection. It just means literally doing it, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. You will improve along the way. Okay? And all of this new beginning starts with you doing something that is outside of your routine, pattern, or habit, something that is outside of your comfort zone. It starts with maybe hanging out with someone, and then, or going on the date, even though you were like, I'm not really in the mood. Like, just try, It might not end necessarily in the way you want, but the point is to try and do something new, to renew your sense of passion, excitement, or motivation, or essentially to just get yourself into another state of motion or momentum. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing there. Let me draw some initials or letters for you. Okay. All right. So we have B, A, O, O, N, Q, and E. Okay. So Boo. Just kidding. But that's literally one of the cards here, so I don't know. Wait, no, that's so funny. I was literally wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Wicked a lot, so it's making me laugh that Bach is literally here. But maybe some of you have the initials of B, A, O, O, N, Q, and E. Actually, that's interesting. We literally have Ben here. So some of you may know someone with that name. We also have Ban here. So for some of you, this new beginning could have something to do with like leaving certain people or situations in the past, what's so funny is, if you think about it, we literally have noob here, which is like a newbie. If you're old like me, like it's a newbie, that's what that means. But that's what I'm seeing there. Okay, what else is in here? Well, There's also bean, but I don't really know what that has to do with anything, you know? Maybe some of you have been eating beans, and this is literally like, oh my gosh, like that's messages for me. However, whether the words form a specific symbol for you or not, again, it could just have something to do with the actual initials, okay? Bane as well. Now, the other thing I was thinking of with Boo is like, it reminds me of ghosts. Maybe some of you are really into like paranormal stuff, which is not very unlikely. I mean, if you're watching a tarot reading, yeah, probably, you know, into ghosts, into scary stuff, into watching horror movies, just watched a horror movie, just went ghost hunting, has a connection to October or Halloween. So it could be that you have that kind of like, you have those interests, or that you may be starting to get interested into occult matters, or that someone you meet could be really interested in those things, okay? The other thing, some of you could be really interested in gardening or getting into gardening. And also, some of you may have cats. Connection to cats, jungle cats, leopard print, cheetah print, or horses as well. Like, so just connections to animals in general. And I also mentioned like a focus on cars and travel earlier. Some of you may play a string instrument like a harp or a guitar. Some of you may be in the legal field or in a field that is medical, legal, analytical, brain-oriented, you know, could be STEM fields. Could also be something to do with justice, law enforcement. And perhaps some of you have a connection to roses. Some of you may also have a connection to like military, something that has like, you know, star rankings. Whether that's like a Michelin star restaurant and you're a chef, or you work in like the food and service industry, or it could have to do with like working with military, where there's like rankings. Maybe there's just rankings in your company, and that's part of what this is. But those are some of the identifiers I can see for you here. Maybe some of you are literally like connected to like the Little Mermaid as well, or Prince Eric, or like maybe that was like your childhood crush growing up, or just Eric as a name could be connected as well. But that is what I am seeing. We also have number 7, number 9, 97, so 1997. We also have number 40 here. That's what I am seeing. We also have number 10 here, 3111. So that's what I'm seeing for you, for your reading, group 3. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again next time. Okay, bye.